Here at FR UK Rugby, we love an underdog. I mean, what rugby fan doesn't love an underdog? Japan beating South Africa in 2015. Northampton Saints beating Leinster a few weeks ago, and you can add to that list now, Montauban.
Montauban, the underdogs, planning to lose a stone's throw from their home stadium.
Last year, they avoided relegation by a single point. And this year, having snuck into the playoffs, they beat Colomiers and they beat the mighty Brive.
Will Bosviel kick Montauban to another famous victory?
And they find themselves on the cusp of something very, very special. They are the underdogs and they are up against the top dogs.
A team from the Alps led by the man from the valleys.
Top of the table, Grenoble, after the regular season, have an all-court game and some serious talent. And their fans will feel third time's a charm. They are on their way to the top 14. This means everything to the fans. It's a massive prize at stake.
It's David v Goliath.
Let's go.
Hello everyone and welcome to Toulouse. Wherever you're watching across the UK and Ireland, we are delighted to have your company as one of the most, if not the most, competitive leagues in world rugby comes to a conclusion. It's Grenoble versus Montauban for the title, for the championship, for the opportunity to dine at the top table. Grenoble, they've been here before, they've tasted defeat, they've come so close. Is this year the year? Montauban, what a story. From relegation contenders last year to championship contenders this year. In fact, Grenoble's narrow defeat in the final and Montauban's narrow victory in their playoff game. Just 3 points separated 3 tiers of rugby. And here we are. These teams one victory away from the ultimate prize. Wherever you're watching, great to have your company. No Tim Cocker today, but we do have Joe Worsley. Joe, hello. Look, I wish I wasn't speaking to you today because I wish you were there with your team, but you're not. So on the pitch's loss is off the pitch's gain. How are you feeling about this one? It's a pretty special matchup, isn't it?
It is special. I'm over the moon. I could join you on FR UK in GB and Ireland to talk about this, but I'm still gutted. Still, side of me is like, man, I want to be there because look at that event, look at the crowds, look at the excitement leading up, look at the fans as they're walking in the stadium. I just wish that was our boys doing the same thing. I'm gutted we're not involved in this game today. I'm
so pleased you at least pretended to be happy to be here to begin with, but everybody watching is absolutely delighted to have your expertise for this one. In terms of Grenoble, it's a strong team. Of course it is. In the loosehead side, Jacques Gauthier, it's his first start since the 28th of Feb. Berrulier captains. Super Sam Davis, the Renaissance man, 237 points this season, over 10 a game. And Mouton on the right wing is in rude try-scoring form. 10 tries in his last 6, including a brace last time out. Of course, there is strength on the bench as well. Palmier himself with over 100 points. As for Montauban, Fred Quercy, the captain, as the flanker. Ringway, he's having a breakout season, the 21-year-old academy flanker. Very, very busy indeed. And their wingers are red hot too. Reac wearing 14, 11 tries in 20. Vici wearing 11. He got a try and a red card when the two teams met earlier this season. He's on 13 tries in 19 games. Just looking at the wingers and the form they're in, it seems like this is going to be a try-fest, Joe, but very often these games are a little bit different, a little bit more pragmatic, and finals rugby, it's difficult to replicate that and playing in the regular league season, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, because Sam Davis talked about it in the interview during the week. Mistakes. Often it comes down to mistakes. Because of the pressure of the situation, sometimes teams can contract and worry about their game because they don't want to make those mistakes. However, Grenoble did that in the last 2 years. They choked a little bit and went down a path where they couldn't play their usual flowing game. So I'm sure today you're going to see a Grenoble team motivated all season by those 2 losses to push their game to the boundaries. They're not going to go out there and leave anything in the change room this time. They're going to get out there and put it all on the table. Montauban, honestly, they've been amazing. We all said they're going to lose the game against Colombia, they're going to lose the game against Brive. Everyone said that. The predictions were this, and everyone's saying the same thing now. But if they can get that fighting spirit back up, then they've got nothing to lose. They're going to play their game no matter what.
What a story. What about the scars, Joe? Grenoble, 2 final defeats in a row. They are the big favourites. Of course they are. But a lot of this team have been involved in those 2 finals where success was just a victory away. Not allowed to play, and surely there will be a little corner of their brain where they'll be thinking, we can't let this happen again.
Yeah, experience helps deal with these pressure situations. I vividly remember my first final was the Saracens for the whatever the cup was sponsored by at that point. I was 20 years old, we lost, and a number of those teammates I had in that pitch, 10 or 15 of them, carried on playing to all those finals we won out the back. And one of the reasons we won those finals is because we turned up and played our game. No one got so nervous that they worried about what they're going to do and made them think twice and act slowly. We put our everything on the pitch. Because of that loss, we didn't want to repeat it. And I reckon Grenoble are going to be that team, that equivalent today. They're not going to leave anything in that change room, I'm sure of it.
It is a team that has been through a lot, and on and off the pitch. As for Montauban, it would be a remarkable story. From relegation to champions in less than 12 months, finishing 6th in the league as well. This is why playoff rugby is so special. It just allows you to build into your season and peak at the right time. Can they pull the rug from Grenoble, having finished 6th in the table, having been second favourite so many times this season? They already know what it's like to beat this team. They're 1 victory each throughout the season. In recent years, it has been a rivalry that has largely belonged to Grenoble. There has been a draw in there as well. I mean, that's a possibility. That would be extra drama. But for now, we concentrate on kickoff. It is the Pro D2 final. It is Grenoble versus Montauban. It is first place in the league versus 6th place in the league. But the slate is clean. The green flags are waving. If you'd have offered them this game this time last year, they would have bitten your hand off. But here they are. 80 minutes from glory. As for Grenoble, it very much feels like here we go again. Is it 3rd time lucky? As the boys said beforehand, it is the top dogs versus the underdogs. And I think this is going to be special.
There's a lot of green there, because for you watching at home, this is about 25 minutes from their home stadium, the stadium in Toulouse. Not far at all. Whereas for Grenoble, it's a 5-6 hour drive. So there's a lot of green jerseys there, a lot of green flags. Those hardcore fans are in there, in the stadium, and they're going to be giving that Montauban team incredible support. It's one of the most atmospheric stadiums, Montauban, and those fans will be coming into the stadium and trying to give their team the edge. They've given them and helped out. In the semi, they were wild, going crazy and being louder than our fans towards the end of the game.
Well, the top 14 president, Jan Roubert, is welcoming all of the players. They'll be hoping to shake his hand, not just at the beginning of this game, but at the end of this game and next season as well. And it feels pretty apt that we're playing this game in Toulouse, of course, host to so much incredible rugby, so much success. And another great success story is about to be written in this cathedral of rugby. A few minutes to go until kickoff. The anthem to look forward to as well. Joe, you'll have experienced this before big games, where you stood in the line with your teammates, meeting a dignitary, What's going through your head at this point here? Because obviously it's a special occasion and everyone's looking forward to it. But I suppose you're full of all this energy and you just want to get out there and hurt someone.
Exactly. I basically shook the hand, didn't even look at them, wanted to carry on. I didn't know why we were doing this. I just wanted to get on with that game. Get on with that game as soon as possible. This sort of thing is torture just before a big game. You don't want to be shaking the hand of a dignitary. You want to be smashing someone. Get the first kickoff in the air, chase it down, smash someone. Instead, you have to wait there. Although, one thing is good, is the French national anthem, which you're about to hear.
Oh, it is one of the very, very best. It's a packed house here in Toulouse. It's Grenoble versus Montauban. It's the Pro D2 final. But before the action gets underway, it is time for one of the great anthems in world sport, Le Marseillaise. What an anthem. It opens with, "Arise, the children of the fatherland, your day of glory has arrived." And the day of glory will arrive for either Grenoble or Montauban. It is the Pro D2 final. I'm not going to ask you to put your neck on the chopping block here, Joe. I don't want to stick to where you think this final is won and lost today.
The final is going to be won and lost on Montauban's ability to slow down Grenoble when they attack, not give them any easy kicks to counter-attack, not give them too many turnovers. If they can shut down all those situations and then cause Grenoble to turn over the ball and then play well out the back, that's Montauban's only hope of winning this game. If they can drag it down to their level, create errors, and then fight back. If they allow Grenoble to play phase after phase, intense 2-minute, 3-minute blocks, it could be a long day for them.
Luc Ramos, the referee for this one. Grenoble in the blue, Montauban in the white with the green and gold trim. Sam Davis is going to get us underway. 80 minutes from glory. It is the Pro D2 final. Viewers on FR UK, God, we're looking forward to this one. We hope that you are too. And that is a decent carry to start with. It is going to be physical. It's going to be impactful. And the starter games like this, Joe, what are the non-negotiables that you'd want to see from your team as a coach?
Well, that first collision was a big one. Noche actually sat down the centre. The 12 is actually limping now. He dominated that collision. The 12 really threw his body into it, but Noche is powerful, good ball carrier, and he won that first collision. The team gets straight into it with a good collision, a good clearance kick. Now it's over to Grenoble, playing from around the halfway line.
Mathis Sargalet, 24-year-old hooker. That's his first dart, and under pressure, his scans can get him going. Sam Davis into midfield, and Martel at 8 today for Grenoble. Decent ball speed, but the pass from Davis just in behind, and Mouton can only watch that go into touch.
That start is not what they want. So the Grenoble coaches will be hoping for a team that just flow into it. To be honest, the semi-final, they made a few mistakes in the first 5 minutes, and then the last 75 minutes were all Grenoble. So that could still arrive, but that's the sort of thing Montauban want, errors like that.
Marouard finds his man. It's Kylian Ringuet. We're in 7 today. 27 games this season, just 21 years of age. Another good carry, but what an impact from Grenoble. First defensive test for them, and a big bump on Noche. Don't see him lose too many collisions. Fouzier adding his weight in defence. Zabalza, slow ball for Montauban. No bit of width. Renda helps it on. Big carry from Clement Bitz. Locked forward in the wide channel. It's good defensive pressure from Grenoble, but Montauban not scared to go through a few phases in the middle third. But look at this line speed from Grenoble. Pinning Montauban back in the half, and they do have to go to the boot. Bosviel, part of this settle half-back pairing with Zabalza. Sam Davis, the Welshman, takes his time. Cultured left boot, 22-22. Here's a kick to compete. Oh, it doesn't quite get there in time, and Mouton is underneath it. Rugby World Cup experience for Namibia, for the winger. Moving 14, but out there on the left at the moment. And Hervé Kescond sets himself for the box kick. Couple of left foot options for Grenoble in terms of their kicking. Bosviel inside. Trouillou making the tackle. And Montauban just struggling a little bit with game. So Zabalza sends it up. Again, just a little bit too deep to compete, and Faranou chased down well, and it's Clement Bitz leading the chase, the lock forward. Oh, what a shot from Maroua. And already, Joe, the physicality is turned up to 10.
Isn't it just? Oh. This is a long sequence of play, guys. It's over 2 minutes.
It's a good take under pressure as well. Guillamont leading the chase, the back rower. Cross kick, knocked on by Martel, so back into the hands of Ringouet. He slots it out of the back door. And that's been knocked on by JT Jackson. It was Lonon putting the pressure on. 4 minutes in, a lot of ball in play time, and the first set scrum.
Yeah, that was a really interesting sequence. A big, long sequence like we talked about at the start of the game. That will suit Grenoble. You saw that first attacking sequence from Montauban. They didn't really get any go forward. Their attack doesn't create many opportunities. Their opportunities come from kicks, from turning the opposition over and playing that chaos behind. If they overplay like they did there, they should have gone to the pressure kick quicker. They're going to feed into Grenoble's plan about turning them over and playing off the back of it. So really, Montauban needs to be better with their game management. And they need to execute kicks like we just saw, because they can. Bosviel won't be happy with that kick. There was no pressure on it. It didn't land away from the Grenoble players, and they could diffuse. They got a scrum, and they got a decent attacking position.
Solid scrum to start with, and Zabalza can get the attack going. Then on the wraparound, oh, half a break from Zabalza. Takes Montauban up to halfway, but it's loose, and oh, oof. That's a good carry from the loose head. Grenoble are a man down. That's Sam Davis who's hurt himself.
Yeah, Sam, yeah.
Or someone else has hurt him. Well, points and experience on the bench, but he's been such a Sam Davis, and he will be desperate to continue if he can. Referee let him play. Run pretty close to the injured player there. Happy enough that everything and everyone is safe. Oh, that's been missed.
There's the first spiral bomb.
Wow. Oh,
did you see that?
Challenge.
Dave, that spiral bomb, that kick he puts up, it's so difficult to catch. We're going to get a replay of that. I mean, Dan Bigger was having kittens about these kicks last week. And whilst I kicked the ball twice in my entire professional career, I still appreciate a guy able to make these spiral bombs. We're going to have another look in a minute at that while Sam's holding his shoulder. I hope he's not going to go off.
Well, you and just about everybody watching at home and just about everybody supporting Grenoble. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, there's a collision there from Renda. It's head first, then it's shoulder. It was a big clear out. Sam Davis was fishing around the jackal.
Yeah, firstly, there aren't many 10s who jackal. And he'll be gutted. It looks like he's going off. I think he might have done his AC joint. The way that impact came in, that's a Not a disaster, but that's bad news for Grenoble, because without him, they're not as effective. They're not as good at attacking the line. They're not as good in the kick battles. That's a big plus for Montauban now.
Well, Davis off, Palmier on. 9 starts this season for Palmier, 107 points in 22 games. That's a big blow. Big blow for Grenoble, big blow for Sam Davis.
You saw there, as that kick comes down, it shifts and swings in the last minute. So the winger or whoever's underneath it, Hulu there, just was in the wrong position, and you have to adapt really late to try and catch it. And he had no chance. The speed it's going, the swing, it's so difficult.
You say you kicked the ball twice in your career, Joe. Can you remember both?
One vividly, France, we had advantage, and I grubbered a kick through by Serge Betts at the same time, got booed by the crowd. I remember thinking to myself, never kick it again, Joe, never kick it again.
Interestingly, Serge Betts' daughter is playing rugby in Wales at the moment.
That's an interesting fact,
Yeah. You're welcome. Great to see the family legacy continuing.
Yeah, we'll see that Montauban's scrum caused our scrum a few issues. Our scrum's a powerful scrum, the breeze scrum. They caused issues as well against Palmier, so they're going to try and get some sort of change out of this scrum with Grenoble. And again, this will be a big factor. Montauban need their maul to go well. They need their scrum to go well. They need their line-outs to go well to win this one, okay? The kicking game, already you've seen what he can do, Bosnia. That kind of kick could have bounced anywhere after creating an opportunity for Montauban. But this set piece, this classic side of rugby is going to have to be good as well.
Luke Ramos not happy. He's given Grenoble the free kick. And the opportunity to clear. Sweet relief.
I think he gave that because the hooker didn't have the break foot down. It's a straight free kick. By break foot, it's a way of setting up and trying to control the setup.
Bit of confusion as to whose ball that was. Vayak ends up with it. Safe hands under the high one. Zabalza takes a look. Short ball. Kanikart with the kind of slow ball here for Montauban. Again, they opt for the box kick. Better take. First touch for Palmier. First of many. Direct replacement for Sam Davis at outside half. No one there. And that's the second time. We're less than 8 minutes in. But Grenoble have passed the ball directly into touch.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about Sam's nervous pass in that first few minutes. That's the second one. The coaches of Grenoble will now be thinking, oh Christ, not again. Because of that choking they had in last year's game. This is the kind of play they were doing. If Montauban score now, maybe like an up and under, another Sparrow bomb falls in their hands and they go a few points up. It'd be interesting to see Grenoble's reaction.
Plant as many seeds of doubt as you can. Montauban, a good line out there. And Marois assumes the position and breaks away. A little bit of footwork, but he's not going to win that collision.
Oh, pardon. Excusez-moi là. Part de feinte. Jouez-le. Non. Plaqueur 12. S'il vous plaît. Allez. Numéro 12, plaqueur. calm, okay? Easy, easy. No, number 12.
Combien les gars?
Monsieur, il n'y a pas d'espace pour aller. Prenez-en. Reculez. Un jeu. Pas de rug, pas d'hors-jeu. Jouez la 9. Ouais, je suis d'accord, c'est le premier joueur. Arrière-jeu. Dans la sortie, joueur était un jeu ici.
Yeah, that was an incredible. This is an incredible sequence of play. Dave, I know you've been broken out for a bit there, but this is an incredible sequence of play. It's been a couple of minutes. Grenoble created fast ball in the 22, turned it over. Montauban kicks it out. Now Grenoble back in attack again. This is a flowing match of rugby. Ball in play.
Well, Montauban has taken that on, and Montauban decided not to clear that ball to touch and keep it live. It's brave. They're back in the conditioning. And the hit's still flying in. That's Fouzier. Just shy of the 10-meter. Great chop tackle. And Escon takes it on.
Quercy, that tackle was awesome.
Gaultier, big shot. Credit to Montauban. They are really giving it some defense, but eventually the referee's whistle intervenes.
Sortez dans l'axe du ballon, vous empêchez les soutiens d'être efficaces.
It'll be a penalty.
Wow, what a sequence of play. What a sequence of play. You saw there some of the Grenoble team beginning to settle into their game. And is Sam Davis coming back on? We saw him getting strapped up. That will make a big difference if he can come on and the injury's not bad enough to affect his play. But you saw there Grenoble, when they get fast ball, they just flow onto the pass. They flow it straight, flat of the line, running at holes, creating fast ball. And then Montauban turned them over, got the ball away, but not well enough. And then another counter-attack, and eventually they win a penalty there. The referee penalised the ball stealer because you see his hands on the floor. His hands touch the floor. And when the referee sees the ball stealer, the jackler, touch the floor with his hands, often they're going to penalise him.
Romain Trouillou, 54 points this season. He takes the tee. With Sam Davis not available, approaching 15 minutes. To open the scoring. Up go the flags. And Grenoble are off the mark, and with that, Sam Davis has been strapped up and he is going to re-enter the field of play. Well, when we saw him with his arm in the sling,
Le timing est correct. Jouez-le. Merci. Stop devant. Un jeu. Là, là. Ballon dispo. Restez. Avantage en avant. Là, s'il vous plaît. Ouais. Jacques, première. Ouais, chaud. 5 secondes. Flexion. Lié. Chaud.
Apologies for the technical difficulties, everybody. We are 18 minutes in. Grenoble leading thanks to that through-you penalty, but Montauban turn this ball over. Looking for the immediate strike back. Pomponio, little tip on. This big second row pal Kanika. But once again, they're not really challenging this Grenoble line. They are pouring it on in defence. They're forcing the offloads, forcing the errors, and they'll have the put in at the scrum.
You can see there that Montauban have struggled every time they've had a launch play that's been, any time they've had the launch play or sequence of possession where they play 1, 2, 3, 4 phases, they've really struggled to make any inroads, to get any gain line, to create any fast ball. Honestly, I think if they carry on doing that, these kind of errors are going to happen and they're going to have a long day. What they need to do is go to the amazing kicking game when the time comes that the ball is slow and then put the pressure on behind. If they carry on doing that, it's poor game management. They should go for the kick option, the pressure option, because if they carry on playing, they make turnovers like that. And now, this scrum position for Grenoble is lethal, it's dangerous. They can't give up those kind of opportunities.
So you think they're just playing far too many phases, particularly in that middle third?
Yeah, so Grenoble, throughout the season, have been working on how they attack the line, their intelligence about supporting the ball carrier and winning the ruck behind it, understanding when to offload, when to pass, when to carry, when to support. So they're further down the line. They're a better attacking team than Montauban because of this, because of the work they've done, because of the talent they have. Now, because of that, that means they could hold on to the ball for more phases. The poorer you are attacking, the less you can hold on to the ball. You're going to expose yourself at some point. So the poorer the attacking team, the more they have to go to kick pressure, defending out the back. They have to play a different kind of game. So Grenoble and Montauban, they want different things out of this match. Grenoble happy carrying on, playing phase after phase, but Montauban, they don't want to be doing that.
As a player, as a coach, you're a pretty non-compromising guy, and I know you've thrived in that physical aspect of the game. If you're in the Montauban camp now, and you're not winning the game line battle, and they're not, do you think that they should be bloody-minded and kind of think, we need to do this, we need to be strong, we need to find a way, we need to not take a backward step, or sometimes you just need to accept that you're not going to win that gain line battle and opt for actions like this great kick in behind here. Oh, goodness me. It's a great kick. It's forced the error, and this is a great position for Grenoble.
Yeah, but that's exactly why game management is vital. Yes, Montauban, they want to physically dominate. They need to do that. But part of physical domination is acting as a team, running a line, holding a defender, freeing some space up for someone else. You're not doing that effectively as a team. Go to the things you do well, the kick game, defend out the back. Use that part of your game instead. Instead, Montauban overplayed, gave a scrum, great kick. Now they're in the 22, opportunity for Grenoble.
Sam Davis doing the damage. The 50-22, the good ball by Sarah Gallet. It's gone loose, and it's gone forward. Massive, massive let-off for Montauban.
That is going to be a disappointment for them all. Allowing the ball to go on the floor and the knock-on is very disappointing for them. I think they're going to be, again, they're not playing as well as they did in the semi. They're not flowing yet. There's still nerves around their game.
It is cup final rugby, isn't it? It's certainly not fluid. It's certainly not the swashbuckling entertainment that we've seen from Grenoble throughout the season. But the stakes are high. The pressure separating the two teams. Montauban need to find a way out of here. It's not an easy exit. The pressure starting to come on at scrum time. They've been driven right off the ball.
That is a big moment. That's a big moment because the Montauban scrum, if that starts to suffer, this could be an interesting day. Grenoble now, they like taking the points. They're very pragmatic when it comes to scoring points and not going for the corner, despite this being a tricky kick out in the 15s. Montauban should have felt the pressure coming on. Noche should have picked that ball and got the hell out of there. Instead, I think they were trying to play for the penalty. Grenoble were lower, acting together, pushed them back over the ball, and a deserved penalty win for Grenoble. Guys, this side of the game is huge. Like Montauban have to, like we talked about at the top of the game, they have to get the game management right. Why they're there is because they got that game management wrong. But the other thing they need to have is that classic part of rugby. They've got to be equal or better in the scrum, ball, and the line out. Sam slots that one over. Again, that's going to bring his confidence back after that shoulder injury he had there. What a kick.
That paintbrush left boot makes it 6-0 to Grenoble, and that is 3 points well earned. First on the 50-22. They actually got away with one there, didn't they, Joe?
Yeah,
messed up that line out.
Again, the Montauban line out. The Montauban scrum, sorry. The Montauban line out put pressure on that maul.
That drive, and then the scrum got him out of it. 6-0. Good take from Hulu. Decent kick chase as well. Grenoble exits in the 22. Good hands. That was Faragnou carrying it on.
Ooh. That's harsh. Okay, so the pressure put on the 9 there was intense. The ruck the 9 was kicking from was quite short. Now, Kanika, it turns out, was offside, but I'm not actually sure he was. The referee gave the offside on the player who charged down the 9. So let's have another look at that, see if it's true, because that's the kind of pressure Montauban want to be putting on the 9. They do not want this Grenoble team to have any easy kicks, any easy exits. So the pressure they put on you is intense. Kanika there, he got his hands on the ball, caused some issues, but the referee said he was offside. Another good kick. You see there Kaniki coming through. The referee said he was offside. It's hard to see from that angle. But there he's saying number 5 offside. The pressure Montauban have to put on the kickers is going to have to carry it on during the game. If they allow the Grenoble kickers to kick freely and when they want, they're going to struggle today.
Line out in the Montauban half from Grenoble, taken by Pierce Phillips. Short drive on. Big challenge now for Montauban. They are 6 down, but it's still a one-score game effectively. Grenoble showing they're happy to build a score, taking the 3 points when they're on offer. There's no risk, low-risk rugby the way of winning this. Or Kylian Ringway nearly picking that ball off. He's good for a back row. Would have taken some catching, had it stuck. Half a gap here for Sam Davis. Offload to tap, and it's out, and it's back in the hands of Montauban. Kicked on by Vici. Regathers it too. Little bit of magic from the left winger. They're asking for a card.
That's
sure they're going to get it.
That's where Montauban are good. This is the game they need to be playing. Chaos, creating chaos. They blitzed really hard on Sam Davis there. He made quite a good offload, but one of the players came in and blocked it, turnover. And then in those chaotic situations, play like Vici, they're really good at adapting and playing to the space and creating opportunities like the one we saw there. Now they've got their first opportunity in the opposition half. I'd imagine Bosviel with his kicking ability would take this on and it would be 6-3. Because that was a key moment. If Grenoble there score a try, they go to 13-0, and it's going to be a long day. But this mentally for Montauban is going to be huge, 6-3. They'd be under it for the first 20 minutes. Great play from Montauban there in that chaotic situation.
Well, he talked about them thriving in the chaos. Great chip, wasn't it? Gathered it himself, and he is such a big winger as well. The size difference between him and Mouton. Asking whether or not there should be further action here. I'm not sure there's anything more to that, was there? Mouton, he's injured himself in the process, though.
It looked like he actually got a big hit on the jaw, so yeah, he's actually injured his leg somehow, but his tackle technique there was diabolical. You've got to get your head in the right position, guys, and that was not in the right position. Tackling a powerful guy like Vici, you cannot be sticking your head into his shoulder. Not the greatest idea.
Absolutely not. Well, and Palmier is going to come on for a second time for injury cover.
Yeah, that's quite interesting, because now are they going to push him to full back and bring the full back up who's not a full-time winger? That could be quite an interesting factor in this game.
Yeah, could mean that Farranou switches out wide.
Here we go.
Ready.
Bosviel loves this. With his pirate teeth.
200 points for the season as well. Looks easy from here, doesn't it? And he's driven it. Beautiful strike.
Wow.
To open Montauban's account. Bosviel makes it 6-3 to Grenoble.
He didn't mess around. He doesn't mess around, does he? His technique doesn't take ages. He's not doing golf swings and get ready. He just puts it down, walks back, and just smashes it. He's an amazing kicker.
Certainly is, as is Sam Davis. I am genuinely in shock that he is on the pitch. He looked in a world of pain, but he's found a way, and he's restarted this game.
I think maybe it was a stinger. Maybe it was a stinger he had, which allowed him back on.
Yeah, anyone who's ever experienced one of those can relate. Bosviel sends that into the sunshine. Oh, Hulu has made a real mess of that, and not for the first time today. Bosviel's got the better of Wilfred Hulu.
Now, I've got PTSD from last week, and that's giving me flashbacks to what we did last week. I'm really, at some point, you might find me quivering on the floor and shaking and holding my knees. But honestly, those kicks from Bosvia with 4 guys chasing, Vici being one of them, the ball's coming down at a rate of knots. I don't think that one was the actual spiral bomb. Hulu just, I think, just got it badly wrong, getting nervous about the chase coming down his neck. But really well executed kick, amazing chase. That's Montauban's game. That's where they need to play. They can't be ringing up 4 or 5 phases where they're not getting past the gain line, they're getting slow ball. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot if they carry on doing that. That's their game. So when they get slow ball, go to that as soon as possible.
Flexion.
At the moment, they still find themselves in an arm wrestle here. It's approaching half an hour, 6-3. 1 penalty from Trouillou, 1 from Sam Davis, 1 from Bosviel. Most of the incidents have been physical ones, some huge hits, but now Montauban, perhaps with a little bit of space to attack through Reac. Grenoble, either with extremely quick line speed or a shade offside. Referee and his assistants happy to play on though. Vici, another forward carry from him. And most of the game line for Montauban is coming through the outside backs. The big men on the edges coming in looking for work. Good line speed again, but the offload's good and Renda carries forward. Notch. Just a few collisions today. Doesn't lose that one, and then a little snipe from Zabalza, the scrum half. Montauban into the 22. Sam Davis sniffing around the turnover again, but after what happened early in the game, deciding to take the hands out, and who can blame him for that? Montauban in the 22, winning the penalty. And a big decision to make here. Do they kick the points to level, or do they try and strike while the iron's hot?
So Montauban, that's their best attack of the game. That's the best attack of the game. They launched well to Vici, got some go forward. Kanika hit a great line, broke a tackle, got fast ball. Zabatza out the back, just played so quickly on top of it. That wasn't planned. Oh, he's got to be careful with his elbow there, but I think it'll be all right there, Vici. But after the carry for Kanika, which we'll see in a minute, Zabatza's ability to read really quickly what happens is sensational.
Pour moi, il a les 2 bras
Hope
sur
we
le
get to
ballon.
see that again.
Et il n'y a pas de contact tête.
I think we're going to see the kick instead.
Going for hold. We're level. Half an hour gone.
Aboutif
2
Benazi.
Bosvia penalties have cancelled out the 2 from Grenoble.
Aboutif Benazi, one of my heroes when I was younger. An incredible player. Incredible player, that man. Wow, this is Montauban are fighting their way back into this game. Like Grenoble 6-0 up in their 22. If they scored a try at that point, it's going to be interesting. But Montauban have fought back. They're kicking games coming in. They're creating pressure chances. Their attack just created opportunity there. This is a game on now.
The stadium is absolutely bouncing. Johan Crozier is the stadium announcer today. There's loads of stuff in France. He was a big part of the Paris Olympics and Paralympics. Whether it's rugby, whether it's volleyball, handball, all the sports that France are top at, he is involved. And he does that thing that I love, where when there's a scorer, he announces the first name and then the crowd say the surname back to him, and I love it. I don't think it'd work in British rugby, in the Premiership or in the URC, but in France or anywhere else, I just think it's awesome that announcer working and the crowd properly getting involved behind him.
That's the second time Grenoble the ball carrier has allowed the ball to squeeze out of the ruck. Once in the 22 earlier in the game, and again there, a good attacking position. They got some decent ball, and again they let it slip out. Let's see what happened here. Yeah, well, Vici went down to contest, but honestly, that was his fault. He allowed the ball to squeeze out of his arm. You should never do that. He didn't work on the floor. He didn't keep the ball away from the defensive side. That's, again, play from Grenoble that just didn't happen in that semi-final. And today, Grenoble have made a couple of mistakes, a few poor passes. Twice now, ruck situation where they should be recycling the ball with ease. They've allowed the ball to squeeze out. They're big errors from Grenoble.
What it has meant is we are in a contest. Good attacking position this as well. Right in the middle of the pitch, we accuse Montauban of playing quite a lot of rugby in this area of the field and getting stuck and coming unstuck. But here, what a chance for a launch play.
Look at that view now. It's a 50-22 option for Bosville, so the winger's got to be further back, which means there's miles of space. So I'd imagine here they go to their right, Montauban, and attack that space. The winger comes up too early, Bosville might kick it. If the winger stays back, they're going to feed it out to the wide, and then maybe they get fast ball, they can play on top of it again, and maybe they can create another good attack. So let's see how the Grenoble team defend this situation. Will the winger come up early? Will he stay back too long, or will he get it just right? So that it comes up at the right time, they can defend well together. Look at that space around Vici.
Already had 50-20. Who today, Sam Davis with it. A little bit slow from the scrum, so Montauban run it up to halfway. Gone forward again, it's back in the hands of Grenoble now. A little bit of broken field for them to run to. Oh, run straight into the man. Thought he saw a gap that wasn't there. Now the two loose heads collide, Gaultier and Auve. Palmier on now. We're in 21, he was there as a playmaker. We've got a couple of playmaking options. Hit a hand. It looked like Fouzier might have been hard done by there. It was definitely off the boots.
I think he knocked it on.
Davis get out the way because he didn't want it to turn to a penalty.
It's a poor pass. What they do a lot, they hit their centres, and then the centres run up the line holding defenders with Sam Davis out the back as an option. It's an attack they use all the time. But if the pass is poor, then this sort of mistake can happen. Yeah, that does not touch his hands, you're right. Bang on, Dave.
Ok. Capitaine, le 13 touche pas le ballon, je me trompe, donc je vais leur rendre le ballon par mêlée. D'accord? Les bleus, pour nous. Capitaine.
Wow, this is really a game now.
Tu fais une erreur, il n'y a pas d'en avant,
Really
touche le ballon avec le
happy
pied,
that
donc je vais le ballon
Montauban
par mêlée.
have fought their way back into this match, and it's going to be a contest.
Allez, on garde les axes de poussée, s'il vous plaît, en position.
Right, let's see how how Montauban attack here. Let's see the setup they go for. It's always interesting, like chess. They're in the Grenoble half, so there's no 50-22 option. So the Grenoble winger can be more aggressive and come higher up near to the defensive line. So it's more difficult for the launch play to be effective at the start. Sorry, it's Grenoble's scrum, of course. Sorry, they're giving it to them because of the error. Fair play to the referee changing that over.
Oh, it's a half-charge down kick. It's bounced up and it's in the hands of Render. He offloads to Bosville. Little ball over the top and a race to the try line. Palmier with work to do, looking for an offload. Somehow wrestles himself back into play. That is absolutely astonishing.
Hell yeah! I mean,
how on earth?
Wow, what sequence of play!
Oh.
That's incredible. He did so well there, Palmier, didn't he? He got back over the line. His teammates came back to support him. That desire to run back and help. It was game on still. Poor kick.
Stays in field, and now the big man can rev the engine. Vici opens up the cap flap. Render helps it on. Ringuet is out on the edge, and Montauban are searching.
Come on, keep going,
for
boys.
a try to take the lead for the first time in the final. Oh, what a shot, but what an offload. Here we go. First try of the final goes to Noche, and Montauban lead.
Oh my God, now you're seeing, this is Montauban's game. This is Montauban's game. Turnover, kick through, pressure on them. Poor kick from Grenoble. They should have put that off the pitch all day long. Their defence, they had 12 players around the ball. Incredible scenes afterwards. Montauban play really well here. Montauban play really well. Look at this handling from them. Bosville caught it above his head, flicked that pass out quickly. They pinned down the defenders, and bam, try time. That is an incredible try. Montauban, that's the best of Montauban you see there. Pressure, some good handling in the chaos. They're really on top of their form.
Sixth try of the season for Noche. Maybe the most important so far. 6-0 down. They lead 11-6 with the kick to come.
It doesn't take, well, that went wrong that time, but so many kickers take the full minute being careful, meticulous about what they do. Him, stick the ball on the floor, a few steps back, bang.
And that's flirting with the post and just drifts wide.
Here, kickoff from Sam. Sam, that is a pretty average kickoff. They get some pressure on the Montauban centre, but yet a good exit kick from Bosviel. One of his long kicks that he does so well. Let's see how this kick battle works out. Sam Davis picks the contestable chandelle, the up and under, and I think he might have won it. It's a battle to win that ball on the floor. Yeah, this is Grenoble ball. This is Grenoble ball. They've sped the ball up a bit. Wow, here we go. They've sped the ball up a bit. Montauban, if they need to slow this down, if it carries on fast, another poor pass.
And it's intercepted. Here we go. Montauban up to halfway. Penalty advantage here for Grenoble. No, for Montauban.
Yeah, that's another poor pass from Grenoble. Under pressure from Montauban. That pressure from Montauban has created another penalty. Now there's 30 seconds left. Will they it's too far. Even this is surely too far from Bosviel. I think they'll kick into the 22 with this one. Here we go. They take the kick into the 22. This is a big moment. This is a very big moment. Just going into half-time. Psychologically, if Grenoble can hold out here, it's a different half-time team talk. If Montauban manage to get some sort of score here, they go 2 scores clear. And then this half-time chat from Grenoble is going to be about, boys, let's not they won't talk about it like this, but in their brains they'll be thinking, oh no, not again. Let's not choke again. This second half is going to be very interesting if Montauban score right now.
Last chance of the half then for Montauban. Wingate is in at scrum half. Can they pick up another try? And if they do go in with a 2-score lead, Grenoble are going to have to dig deep, so deep, as the memories of the last 2 years come back. Bosviel with the drop goal for the 2-score lead. He has drained it. Oh, what an end to the half.
Wow, that guy.
What a half for Montauban.
He's on fire, huh? Look at the pressure he's under.
And listen to the crowd say Bosviel's name. 9 points off his boot. The try from
Philippe
Notche.
avec Eric Escande qui s'arrête à notre micro. Eric,
Right, interview
ça
time.
partait bien, mais là depuis sur les 20 dernières minutes, vous avez quand même beaucoup de difficultés face à cette belle équipe de Montauban.
Ouais, on souffre physiquement, alors, je ne sais pas si c'est dû à quoi, j'en sais rien, je trouve que physiquement on subit, on arrive de moins en moins à faire les efforts, donc il faut vite qu'on rectifie ça.
Merci, on va laisser les Grenoblois s'expliquer, sans doute les Montalbanais autour de Jérôme Bosviel se parlent au centre du terrain.
Now they're waiting on the second interview because the Montauban players are busy having a chat. Bosviel's pumping them up, so let's get into the changing room, calm down and have a chat. So I'm not sure who they're going to interview. Let's have a look. Probably the 9.
America Swansea cut a frustrated figure, and I'm not surprised.
On imagine que vous êtes dans le match que vous voulez faire dans la lignée des dernières semaines. Là, ça, bon, c'est loin d'être fini, bien sûr, mais en tout cas, vous êtes là.
Non, c'est pas fini. Après, on avait un seul objectif, c'est de battre la victime ce soir. C'est essayer de prendre le match à notre compte, essayer de faire les choses bien, de montrer qu'on mérite d'être là. Et pour l'instant, ça paye. Il faut faire attention, c'est notre indiscipline qui nous coûte cher sur cette mi-temps. On leur donne les points. Il faut faire gaffe à la seconde mi-temps.
Merci Fred, on vous laisse retrouver vos coéquipiers et nous, on va dans le vestiaire, justement.
Ça va. Honestly, there's not much people say in that interview that's riveting. They don't want to say anything to wind up the opposition pretty much. They're on full press mode.
No, but it's nice to hear from them nonetheless. What a half. Grenoble flew out of the gates. We thought they were going to disappear. I mean, 6-0 up, those are the stats, but the most important stat, of course, Joe, is Grenoble 6, Montauban 14. Just the one try scored by Noche. Bosviel once again the difference. But before the game, Tim Cocker had a great catch-up with the Renaissance man, Sam Davis.
A lot more people in Wales starting to talk about you again. I know what the rules are currently and everything, but nonetheless, is that ambition still burning bright? Has anyone been in touch?
No one's been in touch because nobody knows who's in charge. So I'm not really sure. No one's been in touch. My focus solely remains on Grenoble and getting them into the top 14, as you can imagine. You know, it's obviously nice to see that kind of stuff coming back around, and I think, you know, this coverage is going to do wonders for that. I think Scotland have obviously used the Pro de Deux in a way in which they've taken, five players sometimes. You know, we'll see what happens next year with whoever comes into coach Wales. I'm not entirely sure who it is yet. You know, I assume I'm still eligible, because I never got an offer from a Welsh region in terms of, we got the deal sorted pretty quickly with Grenoble, so that meant that no Welsh region could have time to come in and put an offer in for me. So, I mean, from what I know, I mean, there's been no offer, so I'm pretty sure I'm eligible. But whether or not I'm in their plans, whether or not that's something that could happen further down the line, I certainly think I could add value to that team right now, especially the way things are going, with a bit of experience and someone who's kind of been there and done that. But also the fact that, you know, I think I'm in good form, and, you know, touch wood, I'm touching my table here because it's wood. I'm hoping that form continues into Saturday's match, and I'm hoping that I can guide us to the top 14, which is what I came here to do in the first place. And whatever happens off the back of that, whether it happens or not, I'm just extremely happy that I've come to France and I'm experiencing a new culture and full stadiums, you know, competitive rugby, you know, anyone can beat anyone. It really is an exciting league, exciting to be a part of, and I'm happy I made the decision to come here.
Who was your boyhood hero when you were growing up, Manu?
My brothers. I'm the youngest, so I always look up my brothers. You know, they're all playing rugby for Samoa.
Which one?
Freddie, Henry, and Alessandra, and Andy, and Vi. They all played for Samoa.
But hardest hitter you've played with and against?
I'd say Sam Tuitupo. He used to play for Sale. He was a hard hitter.
Pocket rocket, huh?
Yeah.
It was him and Johnny Leota, those two little Bash brothers in midfield, wasn't it?
Yeah, they were the two for Sale. Not good when it's Sale away on a Friday night.
Not Henry. Did you ever talk to Nick about when Henry destroyed him on that video?
Yeah.
There's a lot loads of people talk about the GOAT in rugby, but I was just ask you, any sport, any person, any sport, any era, who's the greatest?
I'd like to say Magnus Carlsen. He's a legend. Yeah, and he's been a champion every tournament he walked in, and the game's already started. Obviously, his clock is gone halfway, and comes in, sits down, and then rearrange with all his pieces, and then win the game.
Manu has given us an open invitation to go to his for a barbecue in Bayonne, which I fully intend on taking him up on. And when we do go, we'll have the cameras there so you can be part of it as well, just as we're making sure you are part of the incredible story that is French rugby Pro de Deux, because we are only just getting started. If you have been enjoying the live rugby free to air, not much of that going around at the minute, is there? Well, the good news is we've got it all next season as well. Every single Thursday night, every single game week, for all of next season, you have a new appointment to park your backside on the sofa, or actually, because it's on your phone, tablet, computer, wherever you are. Point is, you get free live rugby here on FR UK. And if that's not worth hitting the subscribe button, if you haven't already, get it done.
That is it. Cheers, Tim. Every Thursday game week next season, free rugby on FR UK. You already know where it is because you are here. So if you haven't done already, please do subscribe. Very much looking forward to you joining us next season, but also joining us for the remainder of this one. And maybe, Joe Worsley, there is a Montauban-shaped spanner in the works for Grenoble here. Yeah. This is not going according to plan for the favourites, is it?
No, we talked about the scenario when Montauban win this, and that scenario is unfolding. A few dodgy passes, some poor ruck, losing collisions. Yeah, Grenoble are not flowing like they did before. Montauban have come out and they've just gone, sod it, let's just go for it. Everyone's written us off yet again. Let's just go for it. And those spiral bombs are coming down and bouncing for them. They're beginning to get turnover ball. And you see in the chaos, that's where they are actually gifted in attack. In the chaos, they read it well. They create opportunities. And we just saw a wonderful try from Montauban. Pressure gain, followed by playing at the right time. Really, really good. Montauban are in this. They'll be flying out the change room at half time. Whereas Grenoble, it's going to be an interesting challenge for the coaches.
They actually deserve a huge amount of credit, don't they, Montauban? Because at the start of the game, they were losing collisions. They weren't getting any gain line. The scrum wasn't going particularly well. It was difficult to see how they'd get a way in, but they found a way. And that underdog mentality, that we can absolutely do this mentality, it's seen them through so far. On the other side of the coin, Grenoble, we talked about the scars that Montauban are going to try and open up. Well, they've opened them up, and now Grenoble have got 40 minutes to turn this around with the shadows of the last two seasons looming large over what's about to happen out there. How on earth do they overcome that?
Hopefully for Grenoble's sake, they've talked about the mental strength and the psychological, the sports psychology of getting through these moments, and they can just check what they're doing, reset, come back on the pitch and just play what's happened in front of them. If they start thinking about what happened last year, what's happened before, questioning what they did in the first half, then this game will go down to the wire. If they can come out and play their game, again, they'll be fine. I think they're missing Hardwick, one of the big ball carriers. But again, Montauban are just harassing them. That spirit that Montauban have is their biggest weapon. And it's just harassing them constantly. Good quality kicks, harassing them. Defence really getting in their face, and it's at the moment creating opportunities. So Grenoble are just going to have to really up their attack in a big way.
What about Sam Davis then? Because what about Sam Davis? A lot of chat about him this season, a lot of chat about him in the build-up today. I mean, Tim spoke to him, we heard at half-time there about potentially a recall for Wales, and, you know, he's not been selected for the Tour of Japan, but hopefully the door's open because, you know, we want to see great players playing at the very highest level. But it feels as though it's a miracle he's on the pitch. I mean, it was a bit of a shaky start with that pass into touch, but he's given himself the opportunity to grow into the game by just being out there. Tough guy.
Yeah, tough guy. I mean, 10s don't often ball steal, and you can see why after the ball steal he made. But I think he had a stinger. So, guys, a stinger is where you get hit on the head, and the nerve coming out of your neck goes down your arm and causes a lot of pain. But it's not that bad, and it wears off. So I'm presuming he had that because he's back on the pitch. He's looking 100%, and he's beginning to play pretty well. It's just some of the players around him, Skond, I think, might get replaced quite early in the second half. Kouyu's definitely going to come on relatively early, I think. And the centres aren't firing on all cylinders like they were last week. They're players that are currently not doing what they need to do in attack. And obviously they're missing a great ball carrier in Hardwick, which would make a big difference in many of the situations we had when they're in attack.
We've just seen Palmier there. This was the 50-22 that was knocked on into touch, and that led to the second penalty for Grenoble, but they'd have liked more from that particular journey into the 22. What about that one effort from Parmier, where it looked as though he carried the ball into the dead ball zone. Montauban were going to have a scrum fight, but somehow had the composure, the strength, the ability to carry that ball back over the try line. That was potentially a turning point, because it could have been a lot worse for Grenoble had that led to something.
Yeah, but in a way it did lead to something, remember. But what you saw there was incredible spirit from the Grenoble team as well. That spirit to get back, help Parmier get back over the line is the kind of thing that drags you through finals. So they're still putting the effort in. They're still working their asses off, Grenoble. But after that, the kick, I didn't see who kicked. I think it might have been Escond. He didn't get the ball off the pitch. And his defence line, his chase line wasn't set. So Montauban caught that, and the space they attacked into out wide was huge. So they got good go forward. And after that, Grenoble were chasing chickens, basically. They couldn't get their defensive line set because they didn't have time to get into position. The ruck speed was too quick. And then Montauban, with Bosviel making a great one-handed catch and a great pass, created that great try. So that kind of scenario, Grenoble would be disappointed they didn't get the ball off the pitch. They'd be disappointed they didn't reset their chase line and gave Montauban those opportunities. But honestly, Montauban, they created the opportunity through a great kick, incredible hard work. I'm really excited about the second half. It's going to be such a fascinating battle.
Oh, isn't it just? Well, look, for those of you who are joining us for the first time on FR UK, welcome. Really, really great to have you with us. For those of you that are back with us, great to have you back. Thanks for coming on the journey that continues next season every Thursday night. Here are just some of the stats there. Noche with the only try, no cards yet. Bosviel, that drop goal just on the stroke of half-time that gave Montauban the 2-score lead. A lot of these people, Joe, UK and Ireland, they'll watch the Gallagher Premiership. They might watch the Championship. They might watch the URC or Super Rugby coming or any of these leagues. Pro D2, why is it different? You've experienced a whole host of rugby, but you've pitched up at Brive now, so you know this league inside out.
Yeah.
Why is the rugby different? Why are the players different? What makes this such a special division?
Well, French rugby has been growing for a long time. People see the last 5 European Cup winners being French. They see the top 14, but underneath it, you've had the Pro D2. So the top 14's grown massively in the last 10 years, hugely. It's a different animal, okay, financially and the quality of the teams. But Pro D2 at the same time has been developing incredibly, okay? And there's actually a third league of fully professional underneath that. But this Pro D2 league has become, you've now got 6, 7, 8 teams who play good rugby. 6, 7, 8 teams who can beat each other at any moment. 6, 7, 8 teams who have the budget to bring in enough good players to play that good rugby that we want to see. And the fight this year to get up, you've just seen the team that finished 6th in the league, that just crept in a bit. They finished in equal points to Béziers, but they stayed ahead through a better score margin in the games between them. They're now, half-time, 2 scores up and have a chance to go into the top 14. It's an incredible league.
So when you're looking for players then, and the players that are going to be performing every Thursday night next season, and the people who are tuning in to FR UK are going to enjoy those games, what are the factors that you're really looking for, other than, you know, the X factor, the special talent? Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, that's Montauban, isn't it? Who got himself injured after that big clash with Vici.
A nice touch there. See, Vici gave him a hand on the shoulder there. It's a nice touch. Good rugby values there for Vici. Giving Mouton a little pat on the back. Yeah, so next, the players in this league, there are some incredibly talented players. Some guys will go on to do great things in the top 14. Some guys coming down from the top 14, and guys that are at the right level for the whole in Pro D2. It's just French rugby. They love playing on instinct and feel. And I'm starting to see some of that with this Montauban team and the Grenoble team. They can accelerate the play and play a style of rugby that's a little bit different to what you see in our kind of more structured rugby we have in the UK and Ireland. So on Thursday nights, you'll be seeing French flair. On Thursday nights, you'll be seeing amazing effort. Thursday nights, you'll be seeing passionate fans, incredible passionate fans, like the Montauban fans, like the Grenoble fans, like the Brive fans on Thursday nights. Although the Montauban fans might be in the top 14 at that point, huh?
Jérôme Bosviel gets the second half underway. He finds Parmier. Again, it's a clearance kick, and Grenoble deciding to keep the ball on the field. Mouchou drops that one back, drops on the 22, picks out Faranou, his opposite number. Kicking battle to start with. Very hot on keeping the Grenoble chasers back. Oh, well played,
Whoa.
Sam Davis. Twinkle-toed.
Wow.
Brilliant.
What a kick battle, guys. Some people hate this, but I love it. This is amazing.
Woo.
Blanc repli. Continuez, continuez.
Well, if it has an out,
I think that might be forward.
then it's well worth getting
Play on.
excited about it. Montauban still keeping that ball in. And, oh, Davis again. A Grenoble 10 or a Harlem Globetrotter. Absolutely two astonishing rescues from Davis. And now it's scored. Goes aerial.
That kick battle is now on the kick battle's now on Montauban's side. They're getting some opportunity here. They get some go forward and fast ball. They should play it. No, good quality tackle. Here, Montauban should go for the pressure option. Okay, they carry on playing. They're going to be in trouble. So here, they set up a ruck. The 9 or the 10 are going to kick off this. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look now how this 9 is going to kick this ball. And the chase line behind it. Off they go. It's a bit long.
And it's back with Grenoble. Sam Davis having a little dart himself this time infield. Nowhere near that touchline he was protecting moments ago. First attack of the half. That ball over the top into space. Hulu gathers that one and he's quick as well, Hulu. But wrestled into touch. Manhandled by Vici.
I'm not sure he's out there. Maybe they gave the line out to Montauban and said Hulu was in touch. But I'm not sure Vichy was actually out.
Well, he has ragdolled Hulu there, isn't he?
He was throwing the bin bags out.
Watch the toes on the paint. Oh yeah, big toe for Vici. He's unlucky.
Yeah, he is very unlucky. That kick battle before was staggering. Bosvia, some of the kicks he put in there were incredible. Sam Davis did really well to carry it on.
Galet finds his man and then assumes the position. Gets it from Gaultier. Stays bound to Lono. Montauban body on the wrong side, but the ball's clear first. That's Pierce Phillips with the carry. Niscon gets there again, battering into bodies. Kanikar with the tackle. Gaultier again. Big pick and go and up towards the 22, but not a lot of red zone entries.
There you go. Oh, offload. Woo. Wow. Convici. Wow, that's amazing. What incredible play. This is where they're good, the chaos. Oh, that is staggering. This is Montauban at their best. Oh my God. That is an incredible score from Montauban. Some deadly defense on their own 22. They turn over the ball and then in the chaos, bam. That is where French rugby players are genius level. Okay, you saw how well they played there. A little bit lucky with the bounce for Vici, but then Vici keeping it in play, handling afterwards, incredible. Okay, again there, dominant hit, turnover, and look how they played instinctively. The space is there, stepping, Zeblatsa could have passed there, went for the kick option. Vici keeping the ball in play here, amazing, incredible. A little bit of luck maybe, but then again finishing it off. Look at the support, the desire from the Montauban players. There's about 10 of them around that ball. About 10 of the Montauban players have worked their socks off. They worked so hard to get there. And now let's see Bosvia again, just puts the ball on the floor, smashes it over the bar. Wow. Montauban are on fire. Their confidence levels are going to be through the roof. And look at those fans of the Montauban team. They call them the Sapiakans. Ooh, it was out of his hand before he went into touch. I thought they might be going back for that one. But this is Montauban. This is Montauban. Chaos. In the chaos, they can just come alive. It's, again, I'm seriously getting PTSD from last week because this is the kind of thing that happened to us. Although, I'll be honest, Montauban didn't score a try like that. That try was epic. Well played, Montauban. So you're going to see an exit here. Nine's going to be kicking. They're creating a long ruck. They've got to make it long so that there can't be a charge down. Poor kick. It's going to land. It's going to be contestable. VC wins it. So again, an opportunity here for Montauban. Kick again from the 9. Off they go. Chase hard. Pressure them. Try and defend in the Grenoble half. Grenoble going to run it. They get some go forward, they carry on. If they don't, they're going to go for that kick option because they're very well managed. Sam Davis picks the moments to kick, picks the moments to play. So that's the second dominant collision for Montauban in the Grenoble half. Pretty soon, you'll be seeing Grenoble kick the ball with pressure behind it. They won't expose themselves to too much time in their half unless they're desperate to chase the game. Here you go, kick option. Oh, nice low kick. They're now going to pressure the Montauban line out. About 30 metres from the Montauban try line. Guys, that try was incredible. It was incredible. And that is Montauban at their best. That is Montauban, their game. In the chaos, just dropping the hammer, playing really well. Vici, a moment of genius, throwing it out the back. But again, Grenoble showing they can still manage the game. 15-point game now. Still a lot of time left on the clock. Montauban bench, maybe he's not as strong as the Grenoble bench. We'll have to wait and see. Grenoble will be needing the score pretty soon. Even psychologically, that could be the factor. Trying to get them to a place where they can start to think about coming back. 15 points, 3 scores. Okay, it's quite heavy. The hooker. Okay, right, the hooker's just come on. Gintaradze is a medical joker. He's not a great thrower. And bam, you've seen that straight away. That is a feature. They're missing their first choice hooker. The second choice has just come off. Gintaradze is not a great thrower. Opportunity for Grenoble. They can score here. Again, a poor pass. Not a knock on though. Play on. Here, Grenoble feeling their way into it, trying to create fast ball. When they get fast ball, they'll try and play quickly behind. At the moment, they've not created that. The forwards are trying to do this. Fast pick and goes, trying to play into the space. But Montauban are winning those physical battles and knocking them back. Sam Davis getting no change there. Line speed from Montauban forces them back inside. Again, slow ball. Start again. Dominant tackle. Montauban are defending really well. 2-man hits, 1 low, 1 at the ball height. There's a bit of space out wide if they can get it here. This could be the moment Grenoble get back into the game. They got the width. Oh, can he get it down? Try time. That is a hell of a score. You saw there how Sam Davis got forced back on the inside. The ball wasn't particularly great, but the Montauban defence got really narrow. And there's loads of space for Hulu. Grenoble are fantastic at getting the ball to that space. They fixed the defence, put the ball in his hands, and what was a fantastic finish. I didn't think he'd get over the line, but he did manage it. That pass there is diamond. Okay, so here he's holding up. You see the strength. He's off to Racing next year, I think. This player, part of the reason he's strong, good ball carrier. His teammates got hold of him, pushed him over the line to finish that try off. He did really well to stay on his feet, drive his legs, and stay powerful. Yeah, big kick here. Boom, 2 points. That is game on again. So I'm over the moon because it's going to keep this game a contest. Now they're only 8 points back. We're going to have a very exciting next 10-20 minutes. Wow, that was epic. But remember, guys, that try came because the hooker had to go off. The reserve hooker came on, who's a terrible thrower. He overthrew the ball. Boom, opportunity for Grenoble. These are the differences a bench can make.
Le 5 bleu aussi qui arrive. Mathieu, t'as le 5 bleu qui arrive aussi là, c'est bon?
Joe, it feels like I'm leaving you hanging, but I've seen everything. Unbelievable. Vici giving them nightmares. Grenoble back into it, and they needed that, didn't they?
Yeah, they
and then
did.
that's gone out on the full, and an opportunity to get a bit more territory and try and make it a 1-score game.
damn right. That try was amazing, wasn't it? It was incredible.
Oh, how good.
I'm still having kittens about it. But this is a dodgy period. That overthrow, they've kicked it out in the full. 50-22 opportunity, nightmare scrum to defend. This is, in French, they say confort. This is momentum swinging a little bit here. Can Montauban nip that in the bud, or will Grenoble harness that momentum?
So a couple of changes then. Both in the pack, Nodche off, Wanivi on, the Namibian back rower. And Nansen has come on for Piers Phillips in the engine room for Grenoble as well. So we approach 50 minutes, the first fresh legs in the pack. Talk to me about making the substitutions then, Joe. In a game like this, how many of them are predetermined and how many of them are on the fly?
A lot of them all... Hang on, let's quickly watch this kick.
Nudging behind.
So just going back to that play there, it's... Those scrums are deadly because of what you just saw. Grenoble are really good at doing that. They brought up the winger quite early and they kick into the space behind. If that ball stayed on the pitch, it could well have been a try. See the winger come up here. As soon as he comes up early, bam, they put it in behind him. That could have even been Mushu, who was up on that side. So that's the kind of play Grenoble are really good at. Making the defence do something and attacking the space behind, be it with the hand or the foot. Going back to the planned replacements, there's some guys you know they've got 50 in them. Some guys you know have got a bit longer, and obviously there's the scenarios where you got to react. We went in 7-1 last week, put 7 replacements on after 50 minutes, so it could be pre-planned like that as well.
Well, that's been stolen. Big moment here for Grenoble on the comeback trail here in the Pro D2 final. Crashing into Montauban defenders. Couillou on a scrum half now. Short carry, punchy carry, 6 meters short. Momentum with the men in blue. Now then, the ball's gone forward, but who off, and was it deliberate?
It was accidental. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even need to go to the TV, Ramos. That was accidental. Unless there's some sort of devious angle we can see that changes our minds. I think Ramos will go with an accidental there. There's no way that was intentional. He's running the other way, not looking. That would have been a yellow card, guys, back home. If he did that intentionally, might have been a yellow card. Probably just a penalty. But because he wasn't looking at the ball, because it didn't look intentional, it's just a knock-on.
What a chance now, though, for Grenoble.
Yeah, but again, this is coming from an error at the line-out. So this is where it's a squad effort. The replacement hooker's come on, who's normally a prop. And his throwing is not up to the quality. And the Grenoble team know this. As soon as he's coming on the pitch, the pressure has gone up massively. So they're not worrying about the opposition winning the ball. They're just getting players in the air and trying to defend the line-out. And the last 2 line-outs, they've lost in their 22, which has given these opportunities out the back. It's a big swing moment due to them not having a good thrower on the bench. Sounds like a good cocktail, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, a Georgian cocktail, that'd make you go blind after a few, wouldn't it?
I worked in Georgia for a bit. Amazing people, had a great time. Yes, the cocktails are. There's this thing called cha-cha they have. It's cha-cha. It's like moonshine they make in Georgia. It's incredible. And between every course, there's 8 courses. Between every course, you've got to have a cha-cha and have a little speech. So it's a great culture, and I love the place. I can't speak highly enough of them.
I had a great chat to your old mate Richard Cocklow, the Challenge Cup this year when Black Lion played Scarlets, and he looks like he's having a lovely time out there.
Look at this, though.
Great. There we go. Challenge for the ball. Just after halfway. Now, what's your decision here? If you can kick the goal, would you take it? Or do you feel as though momentum's with you and you go searching for more into the corner?
I'm not sure if Sam's got... Yeah, well, they're going for it. They're very pragmatic. If they think they can score, they'll go for it. They take the 3 points every time, Grenoble. They less often will they kick for the corner. Many teams now in that situation would have taken the kick to the 22 and then gone for the line-out option. Then, no, they love going for the 3 points, but they've given it to... Sam's not got as good a length as Palmier, so they're giving it to him to go for it.
Palmier, 107 points for the season. He'd be the third successful penalty kicker today for Grenoble. If this one goes over, if it does go over, it's a one-score game. It is game on. 14-odd minutes into this second half. Palmier to reduce the deficit. It's close, it's wide. The scoreboard is unchanged.
Yes, he pushed that straight away. You can see as soon as he hit it, it was going to go to the right of the right-hand post. The penalty, it was a little bit harsh there, I think. Montauban could have had a great attacking situation off that, but anyway, maybe it's karma. Missed penalty, they got that 22 instead.
Theo coming on for Kanika.
Ooh.
Short, nicely done.
That is not great from Grenoble. 2 weeks ago, Montauban and Bosville did the same thing in the barrage game against Colomiers and scored the other end. The referee has brought it back to have another go. They're a bit lucky there. Grenoble.
Yeah, it's tough to see what he didn't like about that. It was quick thinking from Bosville. Going to put some distance on it this time. Plenty of distance as well. What a boot. Ho ho! It goes. And they can challenge for this. Great take, Bosville. And he's worn a collision afterwards. He's done well under that, and we have ticked over 15 minutes. Scores on the board for both teams since the half. Montauban maintaining that 2-score lead. Big Sordoni, wearing number 23 as well. The Argentinian. Plenty of kgs in the collision for him. That one's bounced. It's a messy ball that's been knocked on and back in the hands of Grenoble. Little snipe to make some meters. Starting to build a little bit more momentum, a little bit more territory now, Grenoble. Montauban will be aware of that and how they can build pressure, and there's still so much time left in this game. Here they come then, into the 22. Guillemot. Loose ball, and Martel had to tidy up. And how did Montauban stop the tide here? Palmier has a look. Saragale.
Again, look, trying to create fast ball. That is a great carry. Really coming short off the line. If they can play fast on top of this, this is where they're dangerous. They take the ball to the line, play in front of the D-line. They're really getting close to this line. This is where Grenoble play well, at the line. They get fast ball and they just play on top of it. It has been slowed down now, but there's 1 meter to go. They should be able to get over them here. They're going to be patient. They're going to take their time. I'm sure they're going to get over the line here. Ooh. The referee said it's been held up. Couillot is a player who speeds up the ruck time. He's a lot faster than Scan, a lot more powerful. He plays really quickly. So there's been a penalty given, and again, you're going to see Grenoble being pragmatic and go straight for the 3 points. Grenoble, in that scene, you saw how their players, if there's space left by the defensive line, they just run there hard. If the space is still there, the line gives it to them. If the space is shut down by the defence, they pass out the back and attack where the space can be somewhere else. Grenoble really look good in that attacking sequence. The coaches are saying take the 3 points. Yeah, and they're going to do that. They're going to follow the instructions of the coaches and go for that. That came again from a contestable kick. A bit of a fight for it. Grenoble gets some go forward. Good decision from the winger there to step in. But behind that, they create fast ball. This is Grenoble playing their attacking style. That was 6, 7, 8 phases. Eventually they score at the end. This is where they're good. Shame, you get to see here Couillot. Apparently it was held up. Yeah, it's on his arm. You can see it there. Bosville did brilliantly there to get his arm under the ball, and you've got a brilliant angle of the ball lying on his bicep, stopping the opposition from scoring. Bosviel made a massive play there in defence. 3 points instead of 7.
He's having a game, isn't he, Bosviel? Contributions both ends of the field.
Yeah, he played really well in the last 2 games. He's even better today.
16-21 though, Grenoble back within a score. It is as tense as we wanted, as tense as we expected, and another front row replacement. Boule comes in, 3rd season playing senior rugby here. Young loosehead, 22 years of age. Largely used off the bench as well, 22 games, just 5 starts for Thomas Boule. Coming up to the hour, this is where the big moments happen. This is where the tired players can make mistakes, and this is where those mistakes are amplified, and Grenoble's physical dominance starting to tell. They're knocking on the door of the 22 again already. Sam Davis, little switch of direction, and Farnou takes it on. Davis again, popping up on the right-hand side. Martel driving into the 22. Good carry from him. Montauban with a collision, slow it down, and Kulu to that short side again. Berrouillet. It's a bit better from Grenoble, but they still trail. Nothing a try wouldn't fix for the men in blue. Nanson. Listen to the crowd getting behind Grenoble here. A little interference there. Yeah, there was. There was a push from Montauban. Be interesting to see what Grenoble do here if this kick cross field comes to nothing.
Again, yeah, Grenoble beginning to control this game more and more. They won a contestable kick. Mouchou actually made a mistake, turned the ball over, and from that, again, 6, 7, 8 phases, Grenoble getting some speed onto the ball, getting go forward, and forcing another penalty. Another penalty, which is a simple one in front of the post, which is going to bring them again back to within 2 points.
That looked like a big bump on the head. That's Sargalet, isn't it?
No, that might be the centre, Fusier, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Sargalet is a thicker set man. But yeah, it looks like a nasty cut on the eye. But that happens. Sometimes you get these glancing blows, and as a player, normally you know it's happened. You put your hand up, you have a feel of your head, blood in your hand. Off you go, get stitched up.
Funny how rugby works, isn't it? All the thumping collisions that we've had in this game, and sometimes it can be a glancing, but particularly right on the eyebrow as well. Splits open pretty easily. Credit to Grenoble, Joe. They are grinding their way back into this final, aren't they?
Yeah, this is the character the coaches would have wanted to see come through in the second half. Montauban scored that epic try, incredible try from the turnover from their 22. But fair play to this Grenoble spirit. They are not choking. They are carrying on fighting back. They've been helped. They've been helped by 2 bad errors from the line-out getting lost in the 22 from Montauban. The kind of errors that really open the door for Grenoble. But out the back of that, Grenoble, they're still very much, well, look how much back they're into this game now. They're not choking, put it that way.
A place in the top table, top 14 to be precise. It is Romain Fusier who's going to lead the field. Just as Sam Davis brings Grenoble back within 2. It is tense, it is tight, it is cup final rugby, so much at stake. Yes, he caught himself there. He's off one of the big limbs of Clement Bitz.
Yeah, it's not apparent. Right, come on, Bosviel's going off. Fortunel's coming off.
He certainly made a contribution as Bosviel. Fortunel, he's another one who's over a century of points this season, 117 playing against his former team. Incidentally, 36 games for Grenoble. Final for them, in fact.
Yeah, I coached him at Cast for a couple of years. Tidy player, better in attack than Bosviel, but kicking game obviously not as strong. Bosviel's kicking game is one of the best, if not the best in the league.
So with the game in the balance, you think he might have a little moment of magic. Speaking of, Vici did knock it on instead, revs the engine, and Struyu is pulled into defensive action. Those ones hurt. Oh, so do those ones as well. Great angle, great carry, and a bit of gain line here for Montauban that's been lacking for a lot of this game. Oh, boo! The next to go, some big bumps here from the Montauban forwards. And then they opt for the boot. Good chase, good footwork, but Vici gets it. Grenoble back in their own 22. Kuyu.
Stop!
Just that one back again.
Yeah,
It's a kick. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what a kick.
That will be sickening for the Montauban coaches. Is this a sign of fatigue from Montauban? No one put any pressure on the 10, nobody. You had them all the time in the world, and that's what happens when you give kickers all the time in the world. Then you're back in your half, you've got a poor line-out thrower in Grenoble, and you've got massive pressure on this line-out. They are key moments right there.
Have I imagined this over the years of watching rugby, Joe, or do French kickers generally booted a mile?
I think, what's his name played for France for years? Damien Traille. Yeah, players like that, they do have some guys who can hoof it, put it that way.
Tiradze, that one slipped up as well, and Berruyer wins the ball at the back of the line-out. Grenoble on the front foot. Every time they've been in the red zone recently, they've come away with something. If it's 3, if it's 5, if it's 7.
Yeah, there's another situation, third time, Grenoble opportunity here. Drop goal. Does not connect whatsoever with that one. Was that Sam? I think having a go at it. Yeah, he didn't connect that. I don't think he dropped it correctly. But again, that's another opportunity. That's another opportunity from an error from Montauban. The throw was not great. Moreau maybe could have caught it, but it's a tough one. Okay, look how he drops it incorrectly. So it bounces to the side. If it bounces off slightly to the side, then you can't get good flight on the ball. You know straight away. But these moments are key. Montauban, when they look back at this game, if they lose, those 3 lineouts we just had, they'll be thinking that's one of the major reasons. They were 15 points ahead. Hooker substitution. New thrower comes on. Lineout goes to Toffee, and now they're in a match. We're into kick battle now. Big, long Fortunel kick into a contestable. He's going to have heat on him now. Does really well to slip that tackle. If they can play on top of this, play fast, there should be space somewhere. Now they slowed it down. The Aussie with the perm slows the ball down. Pow, and now they're looking to go for a kick option. Oh my God, that is terrible play. These are the moments which would drive coaches insane. Bosviel's gone off the pitch. They lost a bit of direction. Fortunel should have been bossing that. The 9 should have been bossing that. Instead, they're going to have to kick the ball from their own 22. They were on 35 metres out. They could have had a contestable kick landing in the opposition half. Instead, Grenoble will probably have possession and an opportunity for either a line out or a counter attack. Line out. Again, that's infuriating for the coaches. Infuriating. They've given a line out to the Grenoble team at the same level as where they had that ruck. The halfbacks should hold their hand up there and say, sorry boys, that was diabolical. The replacement halfbacks really had a shot. So this is the kind of moments that weaken you in a final. Grenoble's bench has had a far more significant impact on this match in terms of positive impact than Montauban. Montauban's been negative apart from the 2 props who are carrying really well. Boo and Sordoni are carrying so well. They're creating some opportunities for Montauban. Let's see here what Grenoble do with this line-out.
sauteur.
Going for the maul.
Un arrêt.
Right, the ref said un arrêt, so that's stop one time. Grenoble are going to have to play this pretty soon. They've got some go forward now. Let's see. Oh, penalty. Sordoni, he's penalised him for coming around the maul and shutting off the ball on the far side. Oh, good go forward. From a standing start, he managed to get 5 metres. Got some fast ball. If they can start to speed this up again, they got a penalty in the pocket already. He's taken the high-risk option because he's got the penalty already. They'll go back for the penalty. We'll have to see if they kick for touch or go for the 3 points. Holding up the fingers. It's a tough kick, this one. It's a tough kick. That far out, what, 8 metres from the touchline. The percentage rate of your kicker is part of the decision-making process about when you kick or when you kick for touch. If they're saying 3 points, they're really relying on Sam, saying, Sam, you're a high-quality kicker. You get this one, we go ahead. Let's trust you. Let's see what Sam comes up with.
Ouais, mais après il effondre, c'est quand il effondre la deuxième faute. C'est à cet endroit-là, le Sam.
Here we go, Sam. What are you going to do, mate? You going to put your team ahead? Oh, he hooked that one. That's the second kick. He'll be frustrated with that one. But like we talked about, it's a tough kick. 8 metres from the touchline. It's quite an acute angle. It's also difficult to get a kick close to the try line. But they're going to get an attacking opportunity from this dropout. They're going to have possession around the 40-45 metre line. Grenoble attacking well. The winning collisions getting go forward. They've got the momentum. At the moment, if I had to guess who's going to win this game, it would be Grenoble going up to the top 14. It's all on the table. Which team's going to get to the top 14? We're going to see in the next 13 minutes. An aerial ping pong, contestable. Falls for Montauban. We're into the kick battle. Fortunel puts a great kick, finds grass. Finding grass is vital in a kick battle. Means the ball bounces on, kicks on. Now Grenoble, because they're fit, because they like to play long phases, they kept it on the pitch pretty much. Instead of taking the quick one and playing, Mushu decided to take the line out, which is a strange option considering the strength of the line out in the second half. If I had been him, I would have definitely tried to keep that ball in play and carried it on. Because here, Grenoble can put massive pressure on this Montauban line out yet again. Some nervous fans looking on. Is their team going to get into the top 14? At the moment, we don't know which one. Which way is it going to fall? Ringway winning yet another line out. Phenomenal line out forward. Oop, I take that back. It's his replacement. So he's going to have to play this now. The ref said one stop. If he'd not played that, they would have turned the ball over. So Montauban, slow ball, pretty crap. They're going to have to go for the kick option. So they're setting up the ruck, getting the length on it so that 9 can get the kick away before the pressure comes on. And here, if it's a well-executed kick, you're going to see some pressure coming from the chasers. Here we go. So, good quality kick, good chase, pressuring now. So Kuyo is going to go for the kick. It slipped out, get pressure on him. Kuyo does really well to get the kick away there. But it's game on still. We're into kick battle. They're going to counteract here or go for the contestable. Fortunel picks the contestable. Oh. He should have caught that. He should have caught that. Instead, this could be an opportunity for Grenoble. Sam takes the kick option.
Last 10 minutes, Joe. It is on here, isn't it? And Vici could be a difference maker with big carries like that against tired forwards. Just one score in it. Grenoble round their way back in. Just a 2-point game. This one's going up. Fortunel sends it. Again, well taken. Palmier has a dart run straight into Simon Renda. Sam Davis has done well not to pull the trigger there because Montauban was sniffing around that passing channel. Spits out the back. A loose ball and no gap for Trouillou. Nice offload. Davis sends it clear. Re-entering into another kick battle of a Montauban. Fancy this kick to compete, try and win it back, put the pressure on. Was there a touch in the air there from Mouchou? Referee says no. Grenoble running out of time. Montauban, what, 8.5 minutes away from one of the underdog stories. 2 points is nothing. Another good take from Vichy. He's had an excellent game. There's a big chase on the big man, and he manages to get the offload away to Ringuet. Grenoble have to come again. Where's that going?
What a kick.
Whoa, what a kick. Montauban, well, they seek the sanctuary of the touchline, and that seems like a good idea, Joe Worsley.
Look at the bodies on the floor. They're going to be so tired. That's yet another long sequence. Again, a great kick battle. Montauban did really well to get... Vichy did really well to stay on the pitch, keep the ball there and stay in the battle. As a result, now Montauban have got a defensive line out in the Grenoble half. If they can put some pressure on here, if they can upset this Grenoble play, then maybe they get another chance to get into the 22, another chance to score some points, because that will make a huge difference in this last 10 minutes.
Trouillou is feeling around his face after being absolutely walloped by Vichy. And he is not the only one this season who's going to be dusting themselves off after a big collision with that man, is he?
No, Mouton's already had the worst of the collision with that man. He's a long line of people off to the infirmary due to Vichy carrying the ball.
I think there'll be a few off to the infirmary in Montauban Green in the stands if their team can see this one home. A big night is in store for the supporters of one of these teams.
I mean, the Montauban fans could not, before the Clomier barrage game, they would not have believed this is possible, but now they believe. I'm sure they believe. They're on their feet. Oh, there it is, the error.
It's in the hands of Montauban. It's taken on by Canica. He's tackled by Lemont. Every phase
penalty
takes Montauban closer, and they've got a penalty advantage here. A free go at it. May as well try and make something happen, but it's into the hands of Hulou. And now, even without the boots of Bosviel, do they go for the posts here, Joe, to take some time out of the clock, or does that give Grenoble a restart and a chance to get the try that would take them ahead?
No, hands down 3 points here. Fortunel's a good kicker. This is within his range. He's right in front. They're going to go for 3 points. Yeah, I mean, he's the guy who did a 45-metre drop goal to win the game against Colomiers in the barrage. Incredible kick from a player who strikes the ball really well. The pressure's on. The pressure is on Fortunel now. He knows he's got a kick here which could potentially take him through to the top 14. It's incredible. The pressure on him is massive. You saw there the penalty. The tackler was still on the wrong side. The ball stealer, the jackler, was fine, but the tackler was wrong side, so penalty.
Oh, straight and true. What a nudge!
Wow.
4 points the difference. A drop goal won't do it for Grenoble. A penalty won't do it for Grenoble. It is a try or nothing.
Wow, that's incredible. What a kick. All the pressure and he just nailed it.
Now Montauban need to exit. 6 minutes to go. Play pragmatic rugby, sensible rugby. They are on the cusp of something so special here in Grenoble. 5.5, 6 minutes away from more heartbreak. They've got themselves in the position again. This 6 minutes from failure again. What can they conjure up here? We mentioned it before kickoff, Joe. The draw is on. An unconverted try, and we might be going to extras. That is a long way in the future. Before then, Grenoble need to get into a position to make something happen. It has to be a try. It's a great line. Trouillou is in behind, goes for the nudge. It's a race for the corner. The bounce has favoured Montauban, and it disappears.
Why are you kicking? Trouillou, he should not have kicked that ball. But you saw there, the defence was a bit slow. Sordoni was slow to fill that gap, and boom, one of their players just hits the line flat and hard. That's where Grenoble was so good, reading those chances and taking them. But Trouillou, poor kick execution, poor option. I'd say both.
It's a tough kick when all your momentum's going forward, though, isn't it? To take enough gas off it to keep that ball in play.
I mean, definitely, yeah. Run full pelt. Jalibert's an incredible player at the Bordeaux team. At full speed, he can chip, he can grubber, he can do a number of things. But there aren't many players who can do that. And Trouillou, normally, he's one guy who can do it, but he misfired badly there.
Is there another statement to repeat himself? Trouillou in doing that. Cousier coming back in. Both men happy at 12 or 13. Cousier patched up. Fortunel sends this as long as he can. Another change in the engine room. Phillips is back in. Grenoble need this ball back. They don't get it though. Bounce loose. Was he offside? Oh. Yes, he was.
No, he actually penalised the support player, came off his feet. So the ball didn't actually go forwards, and the man was legal who collected the ball after the contestable. So the guy did not catch it cleanly. It didn't go forward, no problem. But you'll see here, if we get a replay, the support player went off his feet. They'll be disappointed here. So this ball, fine. He gets tackled, goes down 17, boo. See, he collapses there onto his knees. That is a penalty. If he stays on his feet, if his knees stay off the floor, no problem. But because he fell on the floor and his knees touched the floor, penalty. Sealing off. They're now in their 22, fighting for their lives.
Big pressure moment. It was Sam Davis with the kick. In fact, themselves to get another penalty. Two penalties would do it. One try will give them a kick for glory. Bosviel's back on for Mouchou. But Grenoble secure the ball. Look at Unavi making a nuisance of himself, but it's moving forward here. It's another penalty. Montauban needs to be careful here because the clock is going to tick, but back-to-back penalties and the referee might reach for his pocket, and they do not want 3-2 nervy minutes with 14 on the pitch.
Definitely not. So we're going to have, they're going to tap and go and not go for the line-out.
Here we go.
Here.
The season on the line. Cody Thomas there wearing 23, but instead it's Elgan.
He didn't touch the ball.
He's knocked it on.
Oh my God, that is incredible. Props sometimes do this. The pressure's on. I don't think he touched the ball with his foot. He just picked it up and ran. Let's have a close-up of that, please. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh my God. If they don't win this, I'm not sure what he will do after the game. I would go run. I would sprint, hail a taxi down into Toulouse and just go anywhere but there or Grenoble.
Well, he needs the scrum of his life now, doesn't he?
Oh, he needs to do something because, oh my days. I've seen that happen before, but at that moment, incredible.
Is it the curse of Grenoble, the curse of the final? Montauban was begging for a scrum reset here. Oh, they're going to get it as well.
Yeah. That's another. We're probably on 78 minutes. They get a good exit here. They might have one more sequence of play, Montauban, to defend, and then They might be in the top 14. Incredible. They've got to get this exit away first. They've got to get this scrum away. They're under pressure. Let's see what happens.
Let's put this in perspective. They were so close to relegation last year. Yeah. So close. And Grenoble was so close to promotion. 2018, they lost the promotion game against Montpellier. And is another final going to end in heartbreak by less than a score? Oh, Montauban will reset this scrum all day. That's 2 resets.
Yeah.
The referee, Luc Ramos, he's going to have to be forced into a big decision at gunpoint here.
Yeah, exactly. Referees towards the end of the game, they won't call penalties that could alter the game in a big way. They'll be much more cautious about doing that. So earlier in the match, 2 scrums go down, he probably would have done something. But right now, if he makes it, it's a money call, pretty much game-changing call. So unless he's really certain that he's made the right call, he won't be given a penalty. But if he sees something clear and visible, then he will.
They believe, don't they? The nerves on the bench are palpable. I'm sure you can feel that wherever you're watching. This is huge. Just over a minute to go. Here comes the pressure at scrum time. Montauban are going to have to exit. The boot is clear. It's off the pitch. The seconds continue to tick. Grenoble are going to have one last throw of the dice.
One big sequence here, the huge sequence. Here we go. This season on the line, one sequence of play. If they do one defensive set here, if they win this defensive set, they stop Grenoble here. This moment now, they're going to be in the top 14. Incredible, incredible. What a match.
Unbelievable. And what an end to the match too. The team chasing it are on the ball. The line-out is clean, but it's not going anywhere.
I think one of the Montauban players might have got through the line-out, but now they're going forward. No, the ball's free to play.
Well, Ioannivi, has he killed that ball?
Yes, he has.
Oh, he has!
I got that wrong. He did get through. You saw at the start, they all backed off. One of the players slipped through onto the ball, and he held onto it. Now, in a maul, if you come through and hold the ball up, legally, after that, if it goes down on the floor and you hold onto it, turnover like we just saw. One scrum. One scrum, they win their own scrum, get it off. They're in the top 14. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. And what a moment for Ioannivi, the Namibian, who's come off the bench and made one of the biggest individual contributions in this club's history. Well, the Montauban fans are singing here in Toulouse, and they're going to be singing all night and singing all the way into the top 14. From staring down the barrel of the 3rd tier, they are looking up the ladder at the top table. This scrum is all that comes between Montauban and the top 14. It disappears into the stands, and Montauban make history.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That is incredible.
Grenoble's heart's broken for the 3rd year in a row.
Wow, look at Bosville. This is going to be the first time a player like him has ever played in the top 14. That is amazing. They were nearly relegated last year. The coaching team came from Rouen, who were relegated last year. And they all come in, they've done an amazing job, and now they're in the top 14. Epic. Epic.
Montauban go from underdogs in the Pro D2 to underdogs in the top 14, but that is a tag that they will wear with pride. It's heartbreak for Sam Davis, it's heartbreak for Grenoble, but they're not the story here. Montauban are this brilliant green and white army flood the pitch in floods of tears. If you'd have told them that 12 months ago, in a year's time, they would be coming back here as top 14 contenders, they'd be playing Toulouse at this ground the following season, I think they'd have told you were crazy. But that dream has become a reality. Montauban have done it. Grenoble will sit and ponder how it all went wrong. They finished top of the tree after the regular season. They were overwhelming favourites. But sport has this funny knack of delivering these wonderful, beautiful, brilliant, unpredictable moments.
Oh, I like the Pharaoh giving one of the Montauban players a picture of beer there was a good moment.
Well, that... They've had to do it the hard way, haven't they, Joe?
I feel for Sam. I feel for Sam. We talked to him during the week. He said the French saying is, where there's two, there's three, which means things come in threes, basically. And it has.
Quelle histoire absolument incroyable, vous êtes en top 14.
That's the third final they lost in a row.
En début de saison, on s'était dit qu'on allait jouer le maintien. Et là, match après match, on y a cru, à Colombie on y a cru, Brive on y a cru. Là, on s'est fait peur et finalement, on l'a fait.
Vous êtes champion de France à titre personnel, dans votre jardin, dans votre ville, dans le stade de votre stade toulousain. Qu'est-ce qui se passe dans la tête là?
Voilà, c'est trop bien. Il y a toute ma famille, c'est plein, il y a une putain d'ambiance. Donc là, on va profiter, il me tarde d'aller là-haut, soulever le bouclier. Et je pense que toute l'équipe, tous les joueurs, même ceux qui n'ont pas joué, tout le staff, tout le club, on le mérite. Ça fait un moment qu'on attend ça et à un an, ça s'est fait. Donc c'est super.
Juste, ma question elle est un peu bête, pardon, mais comment c'est possible ce que vous avez réussi à faire? Vous étiez en début de saison, vous le dites, on se battait pour le maintien. Après, on s'est dit pourquoi pas la qualif, pourquoi pas gagner à Colomiers, pourquoi pas gagner à Brive. Et là, champion de France.
Écoutez, je sais pas, il y a l'arrivée du staff. On a eu un putain de groupe, des putains de mecs. Et voilà, je pense qu'on s'est soudés. Là, ils ont failli revenir et on s'est pas lâché. Donc je pense que c'est ça, c'est un putain de groupe avec des putains de mecs. Et là, on est liés à vie. Donc voilà, on va profiter.
Un petit peu profiter. Fêtez bien ça, bravo Simon, bravo.
Yeah, so go have a good party, get on with it, go and celebrate.
The lowest ranked team to ever.
Le visage qui tranche d'un garçon qui avait raté la finale la saison dernière sur blessure. Romain, c'est on partage forcément votre détresse de ce troisième échec d'affilée. Voilà, jusqu'à ce que vous ressentez.
J'ai l'impression qu'on n'y arrivera jamais. On a beau faire tous les efforts, à chaque fois, on se dit ça va être pour nous, ça va être pour nous. Et à chaque fois, c'est pareil, le même issue, il est pareil. Bravo à eux, franchement. Ils ont fait une très belle saison. Entre ce qu'ils ont vécu l'année dernière et ce qu'ils ont fait sur la fin de saison, même toute cette année. Voilà. Bravo, ça s'est joué encore sur des détails, on savait. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je vous dise d'autre?
Il y avait tout, vous avez tout fait pour conjurer le sort justement de ne pas répéter peut-être les mêmes erreurs dans la préparation, changer des choses, et on vous sent un petit peu fataliste quoi, là tout de suite.
Ce petit trou d'air en fin de première mi-temps, je pense qu'il nous coûte très cher. Et ce début de deuxième, voilà. Et comme je l'ai dit, ça joue encore sur les détails. Ils ont fait le dos rond pendant les 25-30 premières minutes et après, on savait qu'ils allaient s'accrocher jusqu'au bout. On l'a vu à Colomiers pour le barrage, on l'a vu contre Brive à Brive. C'est une équipe de clébards quoi. Et ils l'ont montré encore aujourd'hui. Merci Romain, merci beaucoup.
Tough interview for him there.
Well, fair dues to him for facing up to the press. Thank you very much, Joe, for that great translation. The top three, I mean, I know they left a big one on your lot, Joe, which probably still hurts a little bit. Probably hurts a little bit less now. You've seen them put on that performance today.
Still sticking in my ribs.
Ça pique, c'est top 14, Jérôme. Est-ce que vous réalisez tout de suite ce que vous avez réalisé? C'est hallucinant.
Homme de match.
Non, je pense qu'on ne réalise pas encore. Le top 14, ça viendra après. C'est une aventure humaine formidable. Mais là, j'ai surtout une pensée pour l'équipe qui on a mangé du pain noir. Ça a été dur pendant 4-5 ans. J'ai une grosse pensée pour ces types-là qui ont permis que Montauban se maintienne en Pro D2. Parce que si aujourd'hui, on vit une saison exceptionnelle, un titre de champion de France, c'est grâce à eux. Donc je les remercie. Ils se reconnaîtront. Après, là à chaud, j'ai envie de tirer un grand coup de chapeau à Grenoble. Ça fait 3 ans qu'ils cherchent après ce titre. Cette année, en début de saison, je les avais donnés favoris avec peut-être Brive. Malheureusement, nous, on s'était dit après le barrage, avant le barrage de Colomiers, qu'il fallait qu'on pose notre couche sur la table. Et je pense qu'on l'a fait. Et C'est monstrueux.
Ah bien, la petite famille qui arrive, bah oui, bah évidemment. Avec les filles de Jérôme. Elles étaient déjà là après la victoire en demi-finale à Brive, Jérôme. J'imagine l'émotion aussi de vivre ça avec elle.
So the dream is very much alive and complete for Montauban, but it's not quite over yet for Grenoble, is it, Joe? But how on earth?
Hang on, he's still going, Bosvia.
C'est pas une ville, c'est un département qui mérite la montée et le titre. Ils nous ont jamais lâché. Colomiers ici en championnat, 14 000 Montalbanais, je ne sais pas là combien il y en avait exactement. Je sais que le centre-ville de Montauban, c'était la folie.
Ils vous écoutent là, je pense.
Je leur donne rendez-vous ce soir à Montauban. Et on va faire une bonne semaine de bringue.
Bravo. Merci et bravo, Jérôme.
Apparently they went out after the Colomiers game and the Brive game. They had a little party anyway. This one's going to be epic, I bet you, tonight.
Goodness me. Well, we're going to have to do a trophy presentation. We might have to clear the pitch for it. That might take a while. So right, yeah, Grenoble, the dream not over yet, but how on earth do you pick yourself up and dust yourself off and go again after that?
Sorry, I was distracted by Bosviel's teeth. What was that?
Hey, they're not as good as Sam Davis's, are they?
Yeah, his pearly white.
That boy spent some money on dentistry. Crikey.
Grenoble, yeah, this is now their all-time low. Third loss in a final in a row, and they've got to go and play probably Perpignan. We'll find out later today. So the team that finishes 13th in the top 14 goes to play the losers of this final, who are Grenoble, in Grenoble. And they've got to get themselves back up and get back up to a level where they can beat a top 14 team. It's mental strength is going to be required. They nearly did it last year against Montpellier, but third final loss in a row. They were heavy favourites. This is going to be, how do you get the team back up mentally for that game just a week later? It's going to be, if they do it, it's going to be an incredible achievement.
Oh, and it would be a remarkable story as well, because it gets to the stage now where, you know, maybe an hour or two ago, everyone was thinking, oh yeah, we'd love Montauban to do this, you know, they're the underdogs, they finished sixth in the league, they've had to go to all the best teams, they've had to play away, but now, all of a sudden, that emotion changes. Everybody is delighted for the players, the staff, the coach.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. It's I don't know, no one would have seen this coming. No one thought, the press in France did not think that Montauban would be winning this. But I think Bosviel said it's an achievement, humain. Humain in French is kind of the respect and that tightness between you that rugby kind of grows, and he's put it down to that. So the spirit and soul of this Montauban team is what's carried them through this final stage. I mean, in sport, that is the be-all and end-all. In rugby especially, it's an essential to having your team. Yes, you can have the best passers, the best kickers. That's a big part of it, but that spirit is essential. And Montauban have had that in droves. Against Colomiers, they win it at the death with a 45-minute drop. Against us, they just battled for everything. We really struggled. And then in this final, they've just backed it up and they've gone up a level, I'd say. Some of those tries they scored today are going to be in the highlights reel for the season. They played exceptionally well, and their spirit has been amazing.
And now they've got the big decision to make as well, because they'll want to stick with as many of these lads as possible who've got them there, but they're going to have to strengthen if they're going to stay in the top 14, because that is a serious, serious league.
Definitely. I joined UBB in 2012. They'd been promoted the year before, slightly unexpectedly, and they hadn't prepared for it. And they suddenly have a load more cash from being in the top 14, and that's even more money now than it was back then. And they hadn't prepared, and it was quite tough. It was a really, really, really hard season because they hadn't recruited to the level they would have if they thought they'd get through. Now, they're going to be desperately looking on the market, but this time of year, most people are already gone. So for them, it's going to be a busy period the next few weeks, trying to find players to come in to reinforce their team. Van had to do it last year at the last minute. Van put up an incredible effort. Van's budget is more than Montauban's, so I think Montauban are going to have to not waste any time. They celebrate tonight, but the people in charge of the club are going to have to be on the phones Monday morning recruiting players.
Well, I tell you what, there are some very, very excited free agents currently on the phone to their agents saying, get me to Montauban. I fancy a bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real rugby town. The stadium is right in the heart of the city, Montauban. And I can only imagine the scenes that are going to go on there. When these boys get home, it's a short journey home, in half an hour's time. When they leave the stadium, they'll shower, do their press, so a couple of hours' time. It'll be half an hour after that, they'll be back in Montauban. The whole town will come out. I'm sure we'll get some scenes, show you guys during the week what's going to happen in Montauban tonight, because it's going to be epic. It's going to be amazing.
It certainly is. The only sad thing is, Joe, is they've had such a great season. They've been so brilliant to watch and follow and enjoy this success story. But we're going to be here on a Thursday night at next season, and they're not. How gutting is that?
Yeah, and well, we've got Grenoble. They've been a fantastic team to watch, and they might go up, they might not next week, so we might still have them. But Montauban in the top 14, guys. Montauban are in the top 14 in the biggest league in the world. Little Montauban. It's not a big town. Anyway, here we go. Here comes Bosville and his teammates, deservedly coming up to lift this trophy.
Well, it was so great to just hear him in a state of disbelief, so composed, so integral to the success. Just checking out some of the engravings there, isn't he, of the great teams who've won this trophy before. The player of the match. What a contribution. That drop goal just before half-time. Ice in his veins, as cool as you like. A 2-score lead.
Yeah, made a difference.
Look at Leo there.
That was a key moment.
Tap of the
right.
trophy. You get to lift it in a moment, my friend.
That looking back at the game, that drop and then the try, that epic try in the second half, quite early in the second half. Boom, 3 scores up. The only reason Grenoble really came back into it was the malfunctioning Montauban line-out. But those 3 scores kept him ahead, kept him far enough ahead to be able to lift this trophy. It's just an incredible story, incredible.
Well, the celebrations feel like they've already begun. In a moment's time, they're going to go up to the very next level. Montauban have had time to calm. They've had time for it all to sink in. And now it's sunk in very soon. It is going to explode again. The town is empty to be here. Toulouse, a brilliant rugby town in its own right, has been blessed with another success story. They'll be back here in this ground, ready to take on the giants of European rugby, giants of world rugby. I'd imagine the message from Montauban is bring it on. As for Grenoble, they've got one more shot. They've had so many. Gonna dig deeper and deeper and deeper. And any modicum of belief that's left has to come to the fore. But now we park Grenoble and we focus on Montauban. Oh, what a night in store for these men. What a season in store. What a story they have delivered. And today, for one day only, Toulouse is green as Montauban make history. What a way to do it. What a story. Surviving by the skin of their teeth last season, sneaking into the playoffs, beating the top 3 on the road, and achieving the ultimate glory. Dining at the top table, and it's going to taste delicious.
Wow, it's just, I'm still, like Bosville, in shock. Montauban deserved it. Montauban's spirit and soul just carried them through this barrage, semi, and then now this final. Some of the tries they scored in those chaotic situations were just magic. What character, yes. What soul that team had.
Cast your mind back to your playing days. You achieved immense success. You've won big matches. You've won trophies. What do these moments feel like with your mates when you've achieved that goal? You celebrate what you've done, you look forward to what you're doing. Just tell us about what these Montauban players are going through right now.
Yeah, there are two distinct memories you have of your career. The ones you lost, the big ones you lost, where that hurts and drives you on. I can still remember them now. But above that, you have the moments where you won. And with the Lions and England, it's different. You're with those in different ways. So you win stuff with those teams, it's incredible. But when you win with your club, it's slightly different because you're with these guys all year. They're your friends. You grow up with a lot of them together, especially if you're a one-club man like me. So to win at these moments with your club teammates, a lot of them are your friends. You spend all the years together. You know each other inside and out. They're very special moments. And the next week for these boys, as it sinks in and they enjoy some time together, are going to be the memories that they remember at the end of their career.
Well, Joe, it has been a joy to spend this match with you. For everyone who's watching on FR UK, it's been pretty special to share it with you as well. Tonight, we will all raise a glass to Montauban. Until next time.